Hello, my name is Navigator, and in today's video, as quickly as possible, we're going to get through a massive haul from That 80s Toy Shop and I think one thing from eBay. But with that said, let's get started. So, I forget what the threshold is, but if you spend a certain amount, you get free shirts or a free shirt at Toying Around, and today I grabbed this one. Super cool. This is like the anatomy of the Flash kind of mixed with Reverse Flash, so it's predominantly black up here. On the sleeve, though, you got this really cool Toying Around kind of the Flash logo thing on the sleeve. But you've got half a Barry Allen, and then it kind of goes through like a skeleton. And then on the other side, it's morphing into the Reverse Flash. But this is super cool. There is a Marvel version of this with the Hulk, which I thought was awesome. So this is the cool kind of DC counter to that, which I love. But before we get into all the figures, I want to really quickly shout out Vinny, the owner, or Vincent, I should say, Vincent, the owner of That 80s Toy Shop. Vinny, I don't know, whatever he wants to, whatever he prefers. But he gave me some free stuff, which I thought was very kind of him. To start off with, we have this really cool AEW poster. This is, what is it? Omega and Hangman versus the Young Bucks at AEW Revolution 2020. So we have a poster for that, which is really cool. I love posters. I love AEW, so we have those too. We also have some super cool The Acclaimed earbuds, which is awesome. I'm not sure what this is, but it might be like a phone mount or a phone stand. I'm not really sure. We also have a Dark Order patch, which is sweet. An All Elite Crate sticker. I want to say Santana and Ortiz, but I forget what they say. About and powerful? Something and powerful, but we have a sticker for the two of them, a Thunder Rosa one, and then for some literature, I also grabbed a Family Fun Fest flyer. So if you are in the Johnstown area, this is an event that you can attend. Is Sunday, August 10th, this Sunday. Hell, I might attend that. Who knows? And then we also grabbed some comics, a couple of them. I got number one of DC's The Phantom. So we have that. And then I grabbed, 2 issues of this DC Who's Who. I found one of these at Ravenswood, and I actually have it right here. I grabbed this one. I think I showed it off on the channel in a recent video. But I grabbed some more of those, kind of just like going through who the different characters are. I figured this would be very useful to have. So those are some nice comics that I grabbed. I'll throw those over there. And then finally, let's get into the figures. We'll start, in the figures and the toys. We'll start with the accessories here. Down at the bottom, I just got this little podium. I thought it might be nice. I could have some people kind of assembled around it. I could use this for pretty much any kind of toy line. So that was kind of nice. And then for some DC ones, we have a Green Lantern, as well as an Orange Lantern for Larfleeze. Of course, he's the only Orange Lantern, so that is pretty cool. And then we also have this flaming sword, which I don't really know what it goes to, but I thought it would be really cool. Maybe I can give it to like Azrael or somebody like that. I thought that would be very useful. We also have this construct sword, almost like a Guts sword from Berserk, for a figure I'm going to show off here in just a little bit. And then for Metal Man, I forget what he is. I know I have the figure, but I got this little ball and chain accessory to have him kind of turn into or put over his arm. And then there was also this little chain here. I just picked it up. I thought this would be useful for something. I think I'm going to give this to my Wildcat figure when that arrives, because I bought it on eBay last night. But that's a whole other can of worms. All right, let's reach around this corner to all the loose stuff. The first up here, I do have the rubber band to take off his leg, but it is the DC Classics Superman, the first Superman they ever released, I think. But it's pretty traditional, pretty common, but it kind of beats the one that I already have, so I decided to pick this up. And if you couldn't already tell, a lot of DC classics in this video. Next up here, I do not know the name, but it is a Black Lantern figure, we'll call it. I'm just gonna kind of have this guy as a little fodder dude in the back of my little Green Lantern section on my new display. And then we also, through the mail, this is the one thing I got on eBay, we have the DC Classics Kyle Rayner. Oh my gosh, Kyle Rayner. What's going on today? Kyle Rayner Green Lantern. There we go, with all of his accessories. No really review on this. I'm just going to kind of take that out on my own. But speaking of Kyle Rayner, one figure that I've been looking for a long time, maybe like a month, I'd say, is this DC McFarlane Kyle Rayner. And there's 2 versions of this, but this is the one that I prefer. And this is super cool. $18 at Toying Around. So I'm very happy, very fortunate that this was there. I was looking at pictures back when I was there in May, when I was not interested in this at all, and I was like, oh man, I hope it's still there, and it was, so I'm very thankful for that. And then what else do we have here? The DC Classics Joker This is one that I actually bought on eBay last night for 25, and Toying Around had this for 20. So I canceled that order and picked up this one instead, and he has all the accessories. I'm not really sure what it is. I guess like a hammer, maybe a couple other things, but that is very nice, and it's so important to have the Joker in really any DC collection. But what else do we have here? The final DC Classics loose figure that we got. When I look at this figure, I'm not even kidding. I think of Toying Around. I just remember going there, and I've been going there, man, for years now. It's got to be at least 6 years now. I've been going there. Maybe even 7, but I always have seen this OMAC figure, One Man Army Corps, OMAC figure sitting there in the case, just always staring at me because I always thought he looked so funny. Just that broad face and that huge mohawk. And now that I'm actually, starting to fuel up my DC Classics collection and I have an interest in these figures, I knew that I had to pick this up. So to me, this is like the one figure from Toying Around. And if you guys are wondering what Toying Around is a store in Johnstown, New York. So I keep saying that. I don't know if I clarified that. But so long story short, I'm glad to have this figure. Very, very special to me. Very sentimental. All right, the rest of the stuff that we got loose back here is just a bunch of DC Funko Pops. We got Aquaman, this very interesting looking Deathstroke, the Flash, it's a very plain Flash one, and then we also have the unmasked Oliver Queen from the Arrow TV show. So I'm going to throw those over there, get them out of the way. But the last couple of things that we have here are in-box DC Classics figures. All right, so number one here. The reason I bought this is because there is the figure rot, as I call it, developing on it, so I have to free him. I've got to make sure that doesn't spread and that he gets cleaned up. But this is going to be the unmasked, I don't know if this is the Chase or not, but the unmasked Deathstroke figure. A super cool figure. I know this might be really cool in box and it might be valuable, but I got to take it out. It's just too cool, and it honestly still retains a lot of the value from what I've seen as a loose figure. So we are going to be unboxing that on the channel. Next up here, another one we're going to unbox because it really is not worth a lot, is the Indigo Lantern, the Atom. Just another figure that I want to add to my my Lantern section, so we have that as well. And then finally here, and Vinny was very gracious to give me a very good price on this, but this is going to be the DC Universe Young Justice Aqualad figure. So this, the Aqualad is really cool, but the primary reason that I got this is because I'm in love with the DC Classics Aquaman figure that I have. I think it's the Signature Series one where he has like the hook hand, but I love that. So I figured I would have this figure to go along with it. And he also comes with an assortment of these like water weapons, which I thought were super cool. And I can use those for him meaning Aqualad, Aquaman that I have over there on the shelf, even the Black Manta figure. But more importantly, it comes with this really cool kind of like diorama display thing. And it has a corner there, which means I can take this, the corner right there is what I'm talking about. So I can take this out and kind of slide it right into my NECA Street display, and this will fold right into everything. And there's also this really cool water effect. But this is great. Just some really good accessories that I could use for my Aquaman. So we have that as well. And that, folks, is going to be it for my haul from Toying Around in Johnstown, New York. You got to go check them out. If you are interested in the wrestling figures that they had, be sure to go look at the NYS, as in New York State Wrestling Collectors Facebook group. It's a public group. I'll be posting all the pictures that I took from the store in there if you want to kind of go in there and see things for yourself. But I will leave it there. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.